How do you explain it? Well, for some people, the explanation is really quite simple. Their theory is that the prophets were just lucky. They made a lot of wild guesses, and they just happened to come true. If that's the case, just how lucky would these prophets have had to be? Is there an answer to this question? Yes. In fact, there is an entire branch of mathematics devoted to solving problems of just this type. It's that branch which deals with the theory of probability. And we are extremely fortunate in having an expert in the field of mathematics here to help us understand this. Professor Peter W. Stoner. Welcome, Professor. Thank you. Sit down, won't you? Professor Stoner has been the head of the Department of Mathematics and Astronomy at Pasadena City College for many years, and more recently at Westmont College in Santa Barbara. Professor Stoner, in addition to being an expert in the field of mathematics, has also had another interest that particularly fits our subject, for he's been interested in Bible prophecy. Professor, that book of yours, Science Speaks, has been a very great help to me personally, and it's also helped us a lot in preparation of the material for this particular subject. Well, it's very gratifying. Can you tell us just a bit about this theory of probability and how it works?
Certainly, Dr. Moon. The principle of probability is really very simple, and we can illustrate it in many different ways.
Such as?
Well, let's take the case of probability where we're dealing with independent events. And say we illustrate by asking the question, what is the chance of a man becoming bald and losing a finger?
Well, those are unrelated events, aren't they?
Yes, they certainly are. And if we know the chance of each one occurring, we can compute the chance that they will both happen to the same person. Let me illustrate. Let us just suppose that 1 man in 10 goes bald. And that 1 man in 100 sometime loses a finger. Then the probability that 1 man will both become bald and lose a finger is the product of these two, or 1 in 10 times 1 in 100, which is 1 in 1,000. So the rule is, if we want the probability of a series of independent events happening, we first establish estimates of the fulfillment of each event, then we multiply the results and we obtain the probability that the whole series will come true.
Exactly how do you apply this to Bible prophecy?
I took several prophecies and submitted them to some 12 different classes, representing some 600 college students, and asked them to carefully examine the prophecies and produce the estimates that they thought were conservative. After about a year's research, they come up with values affecting the prophecies, and the particular ones which you have used are as follows. The probability of the Golden Gate prophecy coming true was about 1 in 1,000. To arrive at this, the student had to estimate how many gates out of all the ancient wall cities were sealed up. The prophecy with respect to Mount Seir and its capital Petra being conquered was given as estimate of 1 in 10. The probability of its laying desolate thereafter was given as 1 in 15. The probability of its never being re-inhabited was given as 1 in 100. With respect to Babylon, the probability of its being destroyed was agreed upon as 1 in 10. That it would never be re-inhabited as 1 in 100. The chance that Tyre would be destroyed by Nebuchadnezzar was agreed upon as 1 in 2. The chance that other nations would participate in the destruction was given as 1 in 5. The chance that its stones, timbers, and dust would be laid in the sea was given as 1 in 10. The chance that it would be made flat like the top of a rock as 1 in 2,000. The chance that it would later become a place for the spreading of nets as 1 in 10. The chance that it would never be rebuilt as 1 in 20.
I see. Well, then your next step would be to calculate the probability of all the prophecies coming true.
That's right. Now, obviously, these are not precise figures, but only crude guesses. There are also problems associated with selecting prophecies and with the possible dependency of the events. But to get some idea of what is involved in fulfilled prophecies, we multiply these together and come out with the tremendous figure of 1 in 2 quintillion. Of course, that is a chance so small that it is quite impossible for the human mind to conceive of it. Yet, let's try. Let's suppose we had 2 quintillion silver dollars, and we marked one of those silver dollars straight into the whole mass. Then we took all of these silver dollars to the state of Texas. Texas has an area of a little more than 250,000 square miles. We will spread our silver dollars out on the surface of Texas. They will cover the entire state of Texas to a depth of about 35 feet. Now we will blindfold a man and send him out to get that silver dollar. He may travel as far as he wishes across Texas. He may dig as deep as he pleases. But at the end, he must come up with a silver dollar and say, this is it. What chance does he have? Well, it is about the same chance that we would have of your prophecies coming true, providing they were written in human knowledge. But they did come true to the very last minute detail.
Thank you so much, Professor Stoner. That's been a wonderful help. Yeah?
You guys seen the video with Dr. Moon and his guest? And the thing is, guys, you know what? 1 in 2 quintillion. That's enough to, he said that would fill the state of Texas 35 feet deep and cover the whole area of the state of Texas. And just these amount of prophecies coming true would be like one man swimming in 35 feet of silver dollars, right? And trying to pick all over the state of Texas and trying to dig out and pick out 1 silver dollar. And that's just for, how many were there? 5 or 6 prophecies. So I want you to think about this in terms of the person, the life, the death, the burial, and the resurrection. Let's look at this in terms of the person of Jesus Christ. If Jesus fulfilled nearly close to 300 Old Testament Bible prophecies, what would the chances of that be if mathematically the chances of 5 or 6 of these Old Testament prophecies is 1 to the 2 quintillion? Right? What would the chances be of Jesus being able to fulfill 300 Bible prophecies about His life? That's incredible. The Bible prophecies clearly point to the fact that Jesus is the Messiah. He is who He says He is. He did what the Old Testament said, predicted, and said that He would do. And it's evidence. It's evidence that substantiates that. And it's actually pretty miraculous, powerful, and pretty incredible evidence at that. All right, we're going to look at our third thing. Now we've looked at Bible prophecy and how it provides evidence and weight. We've also tackled, the idea of not being able to see somebody, the accuracy of the Bible. But let's look at something else. What about the New Testament claims? What about Jesus' own words? What about what Jesus said and predicted about His own life? Because that's also pretty incredible.